Okay, so before the holidays, we were doing perfect cadences in 4-part vertical style, and I feel like a couple of people like might have forgotten some information over the holidays. So let's do a little refresher. You can tell me what two chords a perfect cadence consists of. By the way, Eva, do you have the textbook like on your hand? Okay, just checking. So, who can tell me what chords make up a perfect cadence? Anyone? So, I'm sharing my screen now. A perfect cadence is chord 5 to chord 1. So the dominant triad to the tonic triad in 4-part vertical style. So following the rules of 4-part vertical style, remember to double the root. And who remembers the most important rule of perfect cadence writing? Something I always say to you guys whenever you're writing perfect cadences. The leading note has to Everyone's very quiet today. Did I? No. Can you guys unmute, or is it? Did I accidentally put off the unmute function? Wait a second. Can everyone hear me? Can anyone answer me?
Everyone forgot.
Okay. So, how about this? I'll share the reference booklet, since like it's I feel like it's very handy to refer my classes to the reference booklet now, since I put so much effort into it. So why not use it? Oh my god, why is okay? This is in chapter 3. Okay, perfect cadences. So a cadence is a point of rest, or kind of like a breath mark in music, or maybe Mia, you play oboe. Like kind of think about a place where you might breathe. Who else plays a wind instrument here? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. So a cadence is a point of rest or a breath at the end of a musical phrase, like a kind of like a comma or a full stop at the end of a English sentence or paragraph. So a perfect cadence, chord 5 to 1. All voices have to move smoothly except for the bass, which jumps the root. And the biggest rule is leading note to tonic motif, which always sounds best in the soprano. So, brains refreshed? Kind of, not quite. I'll share a, oh god, why is my screen all? So, I'll share a, harmony, and, right. So, I'm just gonna designate bass notes, and we're going to write a perfect cadence in let's do D major. A perfect cadence in D major. So write the bass first. The bass should be easy since it sings the root of chord 5 and the root of chord 1. So write the bass down first. Oh, great, just decide to not respond. The programs are not responding. I hate this. Michael, did that really work? It's not working. I'm just gonna close it and try again. Nope. Anyway, so I'll just get back to that later. It's being annoying. Okay, the program's being annoying. So the bass note will always sing the root, obviously. And what usually happens when you have a leading note to tonic motif in the soprano is that you have two voices stepping up, one of which is leading note to soprano, and another voice that stays the same. So, in 4-part vertical style, you double the root. The dominant triad in 4-part vertical style is G, B, D, G. We'll put the G for the root down in the bass. In this particular example, G in the bass, D in the tenor. Remember that you are allowed to have more than an octave distance between bass and tenor. It's just the rules, don't question it. Is the program working now? No, it's not working. I'll just close it. Okay, so bass, tenor has a D, and we'll make the D step up to E. And in the alto, you can see that we have the note in common, staying the same in both voices, and the soprano, the leading note to tonic. So when you're writing a perfect cadence, to ensure that you don't go wrong, do the bass line and the soprano, the leading note to tonic first, and then you know that the other voices will automatically step up. So, is the program working now? Oh, I hate my life. Laggy computers. Let's just look at another example that I have in having the document. So, these perfect cadences are in C major, by the way. So, G to C, the roots in the bass, and this time I put the note in common in the tenor. And these are not consecutives because consecutives only apply to fifths and octaves. So a sixth is okay, as is a third. So you can have consecutive thirds and sixths, which actually sound quite nice. Consecutive seconds and sevenths, I don't really know where you'd come across that, but generally they don't sound really nice. Perfect fourths, so consecutive fourths, you got to be careful with, because remember that a fourth inverted is a fifth. So in some cases, a perfect fourth does kind of sound like a perfect fifth. If it does, I'll usually tell you, and I'll say like the cadence sounds a bit empty, or check for consecutives. So that would be the biggest. So consecutives is actually the biggest problem that 4-part writing composers come across, because there's a lot of rules that you have to worry about. Finally, the program is working. Is it? No. Is it working?
We can only see your background
Right, I'm trying to bring it up.
of the galaxy.
Yes, it's a very I don't even know how to say it.
Intimidating picture.
Yes.
Is the program working?
Can you guys see this now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So perfect cadence. We'll do a perfect cadence in D major to refresh our brains. And okay, so I think wait a second. There we go. I'll designate like little bits of sections to everyone. Let's see, we have 6 people, so 6 sections.
We've got 7 people.
Including me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll designate. Right. First one's for Michael. Second one for Emma. And for this exercise, you're just going to write me a perfect cadence in D major. Just no, it's not good. No, that's enough. I'll just keep it there. Justin. Mia. Gracie. And so just I'm pretty sure you can annotate. Write a perfect cadence in D major. Go. So remember, write the bass notes first. So put the bass. So actually, no, write your chord notes down first, because the biggest mistake you can make is forgetting like your chord notes. Michael, would you please stop drawing other people's squares?
I don't think I was here for that lesson.
Was that Eva? Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, you can shut your ears because I'll just quickly go over a little bit for Eva. So do you remember in grade 2 when we did tonic triads, which were triads built on the tonic of a scale? So for example, CEG being the tonic triad of C major. Eva, you remember that? So what I meant by the dominant triad is basically the triad beginning on the dominant instead of the tonic. So for C major, that would be GBD. Does that still make sense? Sorry, I skipped one step. The dominant means the 5th scale degree. Oh no, Eva locked out. Just wait for her to come back in. Okay, you're back. So what was the last word you heard me say?
Something.
Okay. Right. So tonic triads in grade 2. So starting on the tonic. So a triad built on the tonic, right? So what we learn in grade 3 is that there's a technical name for every single scale degree. So a tonic is the technical name for the first note of the scale. And if you just refer to the booklet, you can learn everything else. But like the dominant is the 5th scale degree. So when I tell you to write a dominant triad, it means to write a triad built on the 5th scale degree. Does that make sense? So what do you think the dominant triad of D major would be? So think of the 5th scale degree of D major and then build a triad on that. So what are the notes of?
F.
Not quite.
A.
Yeah, it starts on A. So if you know your scales really well, so think of the fifth scale degree of D major.
A.
Yep. And
F.
keep building it up. No. Remember you build up thirds. You build a triad up in thirds. So what's a third above A?
E.
E, that's a fifth. So you've got two notes of it. So you've got A and E. What's the note in between?
C.
C? Yep. Well, technically it's C sharp because you're in D major and he has a key signature of C sharp. Yeah, that's right. So that's your dominant triad of D major. And what's the tonic triad of D major?
E. D. F. A.
DFA? Was that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's right. So another thing that you missed was writing triads in full part vocal style. So essentially, you're writing triads over the grand stave. Be sure to like space your notes evenly apart, but they're not allowed to be more than every single note's not allowed to be more than an octave apart. You can refer to the booklet in your spare time if you like have more questions. But like so in four part vocal style, when you write a triad in four part vocal style, you need to double the root. So the root is the very bottom note of the triad. So that means the dominant triad of D major, which as you said was A, C sharp, E. If you double the bottom note, it becomes A, C sharp, E, A. So you want to make sure that you're spacing all those notes evenly across the grand stave. Does that make sense now? Okay. Do you have like the reference booklet that I wrote? Because there's more information on that if you want to just like read it right now or like in your spare time. Might help you with doing this exercise. Okay, good. So far, everyone's dominant triads are good, except for Emma. Could you check that your tenor isn't too low and also your tenor's overlapping?
I'm in the car, so it's not well to write. I can't write.
Oh, no, it's fine, Gracie. I can kind of tell what you're trying to do. Do you want me to like rub anything out for you? Or you can just tell me which notes you want me to write in like what voice. Would that be easier for you?
I'll be back home in 5 minutes.
It's fine. Then you can like correct it then. It's fine. Oh, sorry. So your tip here is to identify the leading note and make sure that it steps up to the tonic. Just erase that.
Lewis, can you check mine?
Okay, so what I was trying to say to you was that like, can you identify the leading note and make sure that it steps up? And also there's consecutive fifths there if you, what am I doing? No, sorry. Yeah, so that distance a fifth and that distance is a fifth and they're both moving in the same direction. So that's consecutive fifths. So how do you avoid this? Make sure that So what's the leading note of D major?
C.
Yep. And make sure that steps up to D. Leading note to tonic.
Oh, okay.
So do you want me to rub some? I'll rub out that for you if you want to like redo it. Everyone make sure your stems are the right way. Michael, yeah, you have the same problem as Justin. See, here's a consecutive fifths. And yeah, make sure the leading note steps up. Spammed with messages. It seems like Gracie is almost home. Eva, are you studying the reference book? No problem, take your time.
Michael has a red dot in my area.
Do you want me to rub it out?
Sure.
All right. There we go.
Can you check mine?
Did you accidentally write two tonic triads? Because they're both tonic triads.
Oh, oopie.
I'll rub that one out for you. But like the second one, that's correct. So make sure that you have a leading note that steps up to the tonic in the soprano. So you've set you've set yourself up really well. Emma, okay. Well, the problem is that technically, if you were to do a perfect cadence correctly, none of the voices should be stepping down. They should all be like, well, aside from the bass, all the voices should either be stepping up or staying the same. So if you have a voice, if you have a note that is stepping down from the dominant triad, you're doing something wrong. Okay, Gracie's home. By the way, Ava, if you're looking for like where the topic is, I'm pretty sure it's in chapter 3. So there's that PDF. Looking in chapter 3. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's a perfect cadence?
So a perfect cadence is a full stop cadence, a perfect ending. So it's like a harmony that you'd find at the very end of a piece to signify, its ending. So we call that kind of ending a perfect cadence, and a perfect cadence is a dominant triad followed by a tonic triad. I'm pretty sure that's all explained in the reference book.
I'm done. Can you check mine?
Okay. Okay. Not quite. So let me give you a hint. So this note here is the tonic. So you want to make sure that there's a leading note. The leading note is right here to like step up to the tonic. So that's your clue. I just put the leading note there for you.
Okay.
Everyone, leading note to tonic. Please. The leading note of D major, C sharp, make sure it steps up to D. Please. Emma. Yep, same problem. There's well, I mean technically that's correct, but like sorry, let me just add the stem.
Can you check mine?
Justin, is that a C in the tenor? That in the tenor, is that a C?
Which one?
In the tenor.
Like which tenor?
The tenor voice.
No, that's a D.
Okay, can you check you've got your chord notes correctly? Also, by the way, Emma, that's really good. Would be better if you put the leading note to tonic in the soprano. Do you want to try that? So put the C to D in the tenor. I mean, in the soprano, sorry. I won't erase that unless like you want me to, if you want to redo it. I love it how like everyone's using a different color, make the page look so colorful.
I'm finished.
Gracie, I mean, it's messy, but I think it looks correct. Wait a second.
I don't know how I can draw good.
Sorry, I'll just redraw some of those notes for you because it's a little messy. Is that an A in the soprano?
Yes.
Okay. In the alto, is that a C?
Yes.
Okay. And D?
Yes.
In the alto, okay. Good, very good. You've got the leading note to tonic. And is that an F in the tenor?
Yes. Yes.
And F or an E?
F.
Okay.
E.
Yeah, it's an E. Good job, you realize that. Okay. And this one? In the tonic triad? That's an F. Good. Yeah, that's all correct. Good job, Gracie. I'll just like fill it in with circles,
By
make a
the
little
way,
needle.
Lewis,
Justin, yeah.
what do you mean by coordinates?
Did I say chord? Wait, what do you mean coordinates?
Like, I thought you said like the coordinates was wrong or something.
Oh, the chord notes. So the notes of the chord. So check that like the, you know, like you've written the notes for the chord correctly.
Can you check mine, Louis?
The dominant triad is still incorrect, and that's resulted in a consecutive fifth right here. So redo that. It's all because that this note right here, that's incorrect. And that's not part of the chord structure. Do you want me to rub it out for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Lewis, can you check mine now?
Okay, my only problem with that is that this is a very big leap. So the alto is leaping very far. And also the leading note to tonic motif still isn't there. So look, I want to bring your attention to this. You've got the tonic in the soprano. All you have to do now is put the leading note right here, and you've got your leading note to tonic. Okay? So if you want, you can put the tonic anywhere you want, just make sure that the leading note is right before it. So for Emma and Gracie, your extra challenge is to try to put, actually, do you want me to give you another key signature? So it's your choice, Emma and Gracie. If you want me to give you another key signature, or do you want to try to do the perfect cadence again, but with different bass notes and with the leading note to tonic in the soprano?
Change key signature.
Michael, that's very good. Okay, I'll change the key signature for Michael, Emma, and Gracie. So it is your own job to identify what key this is. Oh, what happened? There we go. Michael, I'll rub that out for you. So, 4 flats, if you can't see it. Sorry, you probably can't see it correctly. It's annoying. Okay, 4 flats right there. What have I done? So, Mia, swap the alto and the tenor around and you got it. So in the dominant triad, switch the alto and the tenor around and you've nailed it.
Alto is
Alto is the lowest in the treble clef. Actually, wait. Sorry. You're doubling the wrong note.
Oh.
You can't have 2 C's. You have to double A.
I see. That. Is it good?
There's like you're not supposed to have 2 C's. You're supposed to have 2 A's.
This is a.
That A is too low. So think about, because I'll bring your attention to this. This is a very large leap. So how about this? Put your A in the tenor and put your E in the alto and see how that works out. Gracie, I'll rub that out for you. And I'll change your key. Oh no. I'll change your key signature, Gracie. Wait a second. Right, it's just completely messing everything up. Yes, Mia clap. So I'll say I've said it. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Leading note to tonic in this, preferably in the soprano. When you're writing a perfect cadence, preferably have two voices stepping up, one staying the same, and the bass note either going down or up. If you have any voice that's stepping down, you're doing it wrong. Okay? So, Mia, that's very good. I'll change the key signature for you as well. Oh my God, what have I done? Okay, Gracie, you also need key signature.
Okay, I'm done.
Justin, okay. All right, perfect. So everyone gets the new key signature. A flat major. Actually, do you guys just want to like go on to some other topic now? Because I was actually saving another topic for today's lesson, but it turns out we're not quite getting perfect cadences. I understand this is quite a hard topic, and we're still having trouble with it, but do we want to keep doing perfect cadences or try something else? This is
Try something else.
try something else. Everyone's getting bored. All right. We have 15 minutes left. Not sure what you can do, but I might as well just get into it. So, okay. Oh my God, I'm sorry for rubbing out everyone's hard work. I should have taken a screenshot of it. Never mind. So, we've done perfect cadences, and now I want to introduce you to the plagal cadence, which is kind of like another kind of full stop. I guess like if you were American, you could call it like a period. Yes. Anyway, so plagal cadence is kind of not like a full stop cadence, but instead of chord 5 to chord 1, it's chord 4 to chord 1. Subdominant triad to tonic triad. So, I dare say plagal cadences are probably a lot easier than perfect cadences. So, what you want here is, so you have the roots in the bass again, and there is a note in common between the two chords. Keep them in the same voice. It should be the tonic that is kept in the same voice. And then the two other voices step down. Does this feel much easier than perfect cadences? Okay, there's another example here. So, okay. I'll go over it again using like the examples that I put in the reference booklet. So, again, this example, the bass note, the root of each chord still belongs in the bass. There is a note in common. So basically, the same note in both the chords. Usually, it's really useful to draw your chord notes like this: C, E, G, C, And then you can see that when you're writing this cadence, C has to go to C, F bass note, and then that has to step down and that has to step down. So that's a really useful guide to how you should be like doing your working out like that. So write them vertically and then like just write arrows to tell you like which note should be leading into which. Yeah, so that's really useful for like how notating. But for now, F to C in the bass, and then in any one of the voices. So the best thing about plagal cadences is that it actually doesn't really matter which voice you put any of the motifs in. It's not like perfect cadences when I said that it's best if you put the leading note to tonic in the soprano because that's where it sounds best. But for plagal cadences, you can actually put any motif in any single voice, any way you want. So, Mia, what are you writing? Okay, so note in common stays in the same voice and stays the same in pitch, and two other voices will step down. I'll go over it once using my reference booklet examples. So, reference booklet, plagal cadences. So all voices move smoothly to prevent consecutive fifths and octaves. So plagal cadences. So the root in the bass, as always, the note in common stays the same. Observe the note in common in every single plagal cadences. There is always that note in common. So I want you to make sure that there's always that note in common in your plagal cadences and that they stay in the same voice. Okay? And the other two voices step down. Well, gee, you might be thinking that there's a perfect fifth, but look at the interval carefully. These are actually sixths. So, yeah. Another example, roots in the bass. There's a note in common, stays in the same voice. The two other voices step down. Okay, there's a note in the third example, there's a note in common. That voice steps down, that voice steps down, and the bass goes up. Does that make sense? Okay.
It's like perfect cadences, except with much more requirements.
Not really. Think about it like this. I guess like you could say plagal cadences is almost the opposite of perfect cadences because like, well, first of all, perfect cadences is 5-1. Perfect plagal cadences is 4-1, and and also in perfect cadences, usually most of the voices step up. In plagal cadences, most of the voices step down. So that's another difference. But I guess like in perfect cadences, the biggest rule is that like the leading note to tonic always has to be there. In plagal cadences, the biggest rule, if there isn't really a biggest rule, but it helps you to write it helps you significantly to write a plagal cadence is the note in common between the two chords should stay the same. Any questions? Do we want to try it ourselves? Yeah, I'll give you active support. I'll change the key signature as well. Let's try. Okay. Don't yell it out. I don't want to know what key it is. Keep it inside your head, and I'll designate cells again. So 1, 2, 3. Eva, you've been looking at the reference booklet for long enough. Have you like picked up anything? I'll get you to try the perfect cadences now. Yeah, okay. Sorry, not perfect cadences, plagal cadences. Emma, Justin. Oh my god, it's lagging. Okay, no, lag stopped. Awesome. Justin, Mia. Oh no, she just logged out. I don't know who logged out. I don't know who logged out. Oh no, Emma logged out. Phoebe, Gracie, what have I done? And this final cell is for I'm missing Ava. Okay, so yeah, get going. So remember how I told you to like write your working out kind of like in a vertical format, so you can like point arrows to each one to tell you which note should lead to which chord. By the way, has everyone seen that YouTube? Oh no, never mind. I said it in the WeChat. Oh, sorry. My bad. Just quickly take that. There we go. Oh great, Emma joined us. Okay. By the way, I just posted every so I just posted all our lesson videos onto YouTube because like it's taking up way too much space on my computer. And yeah, I think I'm gonna put the link in the oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna put the YouTube link in the chat so you can view it yourself. It's also on Google Classroom if you need it, but if you want like all of it together, then probably go to YouTube. Okay, the YouTube link is now on our Google Classroom. So you can always probably like save the link in your browser or something. So you can always like go back and see our videos. Yeah.
Where's the link?
It's in Google Classroom. It's also in like your parents' WeChat if you want it. Yeah, so that's where all our class videos are. And mind you, I also put in there like the videos of my grade 2 class. So it's the class where Eva came from. Okay. We are in E major. Why? And I told you to write a plagal cadence, which is called 4/1. Why is everyone writing perfect cadences? Plagal cadences are called 4 to chord 1. Or I mean, some people are writing perfect cadences. There we go. Okay, make sure you have that note in common, everyone. Phoebe, your note names are incorrect. Whoever's doing that, like, stop drawing giant red circles on the screen, please. Yeah, Michael, that's a 6. Good job.
Can you check mine?
Okay, wait a second.
I'm done.
Okay, I'm getting around checking everyone's. Emma. Okay. Obviously everyone's finding plagal cadences a lot easier than perfect cadences. Because Emma, you're right, Mia, you're right. Gracie, oh, the chords are the wrong way around. But other than that, like, you're right. Because Gracie, the chord is 4/1 or 1/4. That's where you got wrong.
Can you check mine, Lewis?
I'll just add that ledger line for you. Yep, correct. Okay. Do you think well, obviously everyone's finding plagal cadences a lot easier than perfect cadences. So I feel like next week I'm going to do like a combination of like I'm gonna smush together perfect cadences and plagal cadences for a lesson, because like in the exam there's also a very crucial question, which is like it gives you a cadence and it tells you identify the cadence as either perfect or plagal. Yeah. So Michael, can you finish? Gracie, can you finish? Everyone else, remember the class video is on YouTube, not Google Classroom. Check the reference booklet that I've posted, like for helping for your homework. Don't copy off it though, because I know, I know. Okay, I know. And what else? I think that's all I've got to say.
What happened with Michael's line?
Don't even ask. Michael, remember that the voice is supposed to step down, not up. And we'll wait for Gracie and Phoebe to finish. I think Michael knows like what's up. And right, so check the booklet, check YouTube for our class video, and next week is going to be like all about plagal and perfect cadences, and I'm going to teach you like how to identify them. Yep, everyone. Yeah, have a good week. Oh, sorry. I'm probably not gonna what do I say? Yeah. Next week there's probably no lesson again, since I have to go to snow sports again. Yeah, so I have to go to snow sports, and
I think I know that, Louis.
yes. So anyway, school stuff. And I'll be up on the mountain. So yeah, Michael, I'll try to make it consistent. Thank you. Would you guys settle for like having a lesson during the weekdays, or like is like weekdays like always just like too busy for all of you? Gracie, you're muted.
Can I cover everything?
Sure. So is everyone available on weekdays? I might send like something in the WeChat and like onto your classroom. So everyone the thing is getting so messy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll just send a WeChat message. Like I'll ask your parents like whether everyone's available on weekdays, and we can coordinate some kind of lesson during like school hours. I mean, also not school hours, like school days. So until then, bye everyone. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave this up here because like everyone's finding it so satisfying.
What is going on? Everyone's just like covering stuff.
I don't want to leave.
What is going on?
I don't want to leave now. I really don't want to leave now. I want to let you guys mess around in this thing. All right, I'm not even gonna mind you guys.
Bye.
You can't cover over the stems. Bye-bye.
Bye, Louie. Bye, Louie. Bye. Leave it.
All right, everyone left. Anyway, bye, Michael.